For decades, I have been blessed to be able to travel around the world and to personally connect with awakening humanity. I have observed that, contrary to outer appearances and what we are seeing in the media, there are millions of light workers on this planet working tenaciously to improve the quality of life for humanity, the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth. There are those of you who have been doing this work for years and have been listening to these same messages for what seems like an eternity. It is true that the journey has been long and challenging. Yet most of you have witnessed the many significant changes that have taken place throughout these transformative years. These changes have been necessary to get you to the point you are in these moments. You have known how important it has been to stay on track in this transformation. Many of you have been engaged in this transformative work since 2012 of your Earth calendar. And even prior to that pivotal year, standing firm and unwavering in your light throughout all of this time and space. Throughout this journey, you have seen countless individuals fall away from the path, reverting back to old negative behaviors and thought patterns that hinder their spiritual growth. These individuals never truly made the real, lasting changes that are essential for a profound transformation in their way of being. The main difference between their living conditions and worldview and those of the inhabitants of the three-dimensional world is enormous. Mainly because the bodies of the representatives of the higher dimensional worlds have a completely different structure, so they are not susceptible to disease. This alone frees them from negative thoughts and emotions caused by pain and physical ailments. And they do not think about old age or prepare for it morally or materially. As is typical of the inhabitants of the three-dimensional world, their excellent physical fitness allows them to enjoy life in all its manifestations. In addition, due to the absence of space-time parameters, they exist constantly in the moment of the here and now, which largely determines the level of their consciousness, unencumbered by thoughts of the past and future, which constantly happens to those who exist in linear time in the 3D world. Even more important is the absence of duality, which largely determines the existence of the inhabitants of our world. Well, once again, we are in the midst of what is being called a global crisis, and I am witnessing people from all walks of life transcending their fears, opening their hearts and responding selflessly in truly courageous, compassionate, and selfless ways. As I witness the heart-based response that is happening now, I can see that my words are an understatement. I realize now beyond a shadow of a doubt that the number of lightworkers striving to improve the quality of life for humanity and all life on this planet is legion. In addition to the thousands of lightworkers I am very aware of, I have received literally hundreds of thousands of emails from lightworkers all over the world whom I have never heard of before. It seems as though during this essential phase of Mother Earth's ascension process, lightworkers everywhere are now coming to the fore to respond to the clarion call from our God. However, as you find yourselves in this present moment, many of those who once turned away from the truth are beginning to return to it, realizing that they have spent this entire time still playing in the dark, feeling disconnected from the light that they once knew. On the other hand, there are those who are just now beginning to open their eyes to these profound truths, and they are experiencing this awakening with fresh perspectives and new insights. Their journey is just beginning, and they bring with them a sense of wonder and curiosity that is vital to the collective awakening you are all experiencing. Each one of you is present in these critical moments for a purpose that is unique to your journey. Whether you have been absorbing and integrating these teachings for many years, or you are just now starting to hear these messages for the first time, know that you are serving the light in ways that may not always be visible to you. You have made a difference in the world around you, whether you can see it or not. Even those who have strayed away from the spiritual work were still engaging in the spiritual journey on some level, whether they were consciously aware of it or not. Likewise, those who have only recently awakened to these truths also serve a significant purpose. They are instrumental in ushering in this new wave of awakening that is sweeping across the planet. In the absence of hostility, rivalry, competition, judgment, comparison, and other phenomena based on duality, the inhabitants of high vibration worlds are completely free of fear, the most destructive energy in the universe. The inhabitants of these worlds live in complete security and trust in each other, creating the conditions for maximum self-expression without regard for others. Such an existence may seem ideal to you and difficult to achieve in the realities of your present life. But even now you can come as close as you can, energetically, morally, and even physically. In fact, many messages on this site have been guiding you along this path for many years, helping your consciousness and physical bodies to adapt to life in higher dimensions. Now that you are on the threshold of the new world, you must cross the final barrier, the vibrational barrier that separates your realities. It is time to talk about this in more detail in light of the recent energetic and physical events that have taken place on planet Earth. The beings of light have referred to this heartfelt response as a generational changing of the guard. All of these precious souls are reaching out to the masses of humanity through every possible means and adding to the light of the world in amazing and creative ways. Every one of them seems to realize within the depths of their heart flame that this is the cosmic moment for which they have been preparing for lifetimes. They know and accept that everything they need to accomplish this facet of their divine plan is already pulsating within the divinity of their heart flame. Dear one, I am sharing this truth to encourage you to pay attention to your own inner guidance and to what is being brought into your sphere of awareness at this time. Please invoke the flame of the lumen truth, have discernment, and be a detached and an objective observer. Then ask your I Am Presence to reveal to you the heart-based information and activities of light that will most effectively assist you in fulfilling your facet of the vitally important unfolding divine plan for 2025. For those of you who have held the light steadfastly for all of these years without wavering soul, you are the gatekeepers of this new era. You have kept the gates open, allowing for the foundations of this transformative period to be built upon the energies of love, compassion, and understanding. The contributions of those who are just now joining this work are vital to the foundation that was laid many years ago in your timeline. Your roles as lightworkers have not been easy. They have been filled with challenges and obstacles, yet you have persevered. It has taken considerable time and effort to anchor the light across the globe during these transformative times. Each of you has been strategically placed by the divine in various locations around the earth, serving as anchors for the higher frequencies that are so essential for the important times you are now experiencing. Your presence and dedication are crucial as you navigate this collective journey towards greater awareness and enlightenment. Every one of you who have awakened, whether long ago or just now, are serving your purpose whether you are aware of it or not. The earth and humanity are well on your way in this ascension. When you first become awakened, you feel a great sense of urgency. This pushes you and your experience onto a new path filled with opportunities and lessons that prepare you for your personal ascension. Many individuals try and rush this process because they feel the urgency, giving them the feeling that time is running out. In these precious moments, you are not coming to the end. You are coming to a crossroads. The choice has always been for yours to make on where you wish to be in this ascension. Embrace the new you and move courageously into the light. This is not the end of your journey, it is a new beginning. This is why it is so difficult to get rid of this program, because you have to remove it layer by layer, carefully cleansing the duality from your subconscious. Even very pure human souls who are not capable of meanness and deception sometimes unconsciously act in accordance with duality programs, manipulating their loved ones to fulfill their desires. Think of how often parents or teachers praise some children and scold others, citing as examples those who study or behave better, not realizing that such behavior is a manifestation of the very principle of divide and conquer embedded in the matrix of the three-dimensional world. The same thing happens in adult communities when a boss sets an example for one of his subordinates, thereby sowing enmity and division in his team. Such actions are so ingrained in the flesh and blood of the inhabitants of planet Earth that they are not seen as something negative, heartless or harmful to another person's soul. In reality, the person who is humiliated in this way becomes either a victim who carries these grievances with him for the rest of his life, or an avenger who hatches a plan of revenge that often harms not only the perpetrators but other innocent people as well. If humanity could realize that not a single fleeting thought or emotion goes nowhere, but leaves its energetic imprint in space, which begins to live its own life, bringing happiness or sorrow to people, depending on the energy with which those thoughts or emotions were filled, then its entire history could have taken a completely different path. And this is the unity that is so often spoken of in the messages of the forces of light.